to who can do what at what time. So that too is important.
Yes.
But I think the other wider problem is that it means that the NDC, and the last time I was saying it, if the NDC is not careful, what is going to happen to them is what happened to the MPP in 2024 election. Usually, you know what happens? It is the political party in power that loses power. Do you know how it starts? It starts by these internal disenchantment, internal dissatisfaction, disappointment. Because a larger section of the party, after 8 years, just like I've said, when parties are desperate for power, they know how to clinch or they know how to get the power.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody comes together, regardless of the circumstance. They know that this is the point where they need to capture power. Everybody sacrifices. They do a lot of hard work. They secure the power. A lot of, social mobilization, community engagement. A lot of people come from different quarters to join the bandwagon, to join the vehicle, to ensure that victory is delivered. Now, the other problem with that is that when you win power, these people have expectations.
Like I said,
and they expect those expectations to be met.
It's a human sentiment.
So when they feel disappointed, over time it builds. So maybe the first 4 years, okay, the first year they are watching things. Okay, the appointments have been made. Security, something. People are getting here. His friend has gotten some appointment somewhere. Oh, his other friend, he is still in the house. Maybe, and there are categories of these people. There are people with qualification who are also chasing for the position, for the opportunities, and are not getting it. There are people too who maybe they don't, but they are looking for other opportunities. So first year, it's like, okay, maybe mine will come. Second year, he realizes that, Charlie, things are getting tougher. Third year, he knows that when we've gotten to, if I've not gotten mine, it means that Charlie time will go. Fourth year, maybe he misses out. Then his argument will be okay. Now we are in an electioneering campaign. Then you are coming to me to go and work for you again to secure the power. Maybe you'll get some who will join. But if care is not taken, if this particular problem becomes very wide or huge, it will affect your numbers, and you will see it. It did affect MPP. Now, in the next term, that is if you win, that's when it begins to grow even bigger. So usually when parties are going to lose power, it starts from within. It starts from those who are angry, those who think they are not served, they were not given what they deserve. And that was what happened to the MPP. That's why the numbers dropped from 6.7 to 4 point something. Do you get the point? So usually it's something that parties, I don't know how they manage it and how they are going to manage it. But it's a big problem for the NDC. The grassroots, those they call grassroots.
It's a big problem for every political party, I believe. Because as you said, when people help you to achieve political power, there are expectations that they expect to be getting. And so they expect you to, like you said, provide opportunities for them regardless. Because when you wanted power, you found your way to them and you didn't ask for qualifications and everything. But I think if I were, like as you said, it's a problem with the NPP, it's a problem with the NDC that you get into power and then people feel dissatisfied with how you are handling things because they were expecting you to put them in certain positions. But then I think the political parties should do a reassessment of their structure, because if the only time that your supporters are going to benefit from you is when they are doing delegates meeting or when they are delegates voting primaries or something and people have to vote and you are going to give them, and that is the only benefit that your core supporters, your supporters who blindly follow you, that is the only benefits that they stand to get from you as a political party, then you should know that some of these things will happen every year. Every time you get into power, some of these things will start to happen. So I feel like political parties should expand their scope and look beyond attaining political power to how can we make sure that we are impactful to the people who believe in our ideologies. That if you are supporting MPP, if you are supporting NDC, you are just not waiting for them to be the incumbent governments before you gain something. But your association with the NPP and the NDC is giving you something, even when they are not in power. As if they are seminars, they are training their people, they are empowering their people with skills, they are doing something that will benefit the people that are supporting them, so that they don't feel that it is only when you get into power that we have to.
You know why that is the situation? It's because the political parties are not minded to think about the organization as an organization that can give those opportunities to their members without political power.
Exactly.
Our political parties are created to focus largely on winning political power. But in terms of building the organization itself, outside of political power, they seem to struggle because they do not have the right financial modules. So political parties are unable to even get the dues that they deserve from their members, or they are expected to get from their members. The parties are not liquid, especially when they are in opposition. The only time you see them being financially capable is when they are in government. So as an organization, they are not built to look beyond political power to say, okay, how do we strengthen our organization?
Which is wrong.
How do we strengthen our organization to ensure that our members, regardless of whether or not we are in power, have some room to be empowered? We have modules that we've created to enhance on the capacities of our young people, of our people. Do you get the point? We have modules that ensures that you are professionally being those things. They seem not to be able to do a lot more with that. And so you realize that the only time that the parties become very financially capable, very strong, very resourced, is when their parties win power. And outside of power, they begin to struggle. So their folks have also understood that the only time that they can ask for something is when their party is in power. And so when the party finds itself in power and they are able to do these things, then they feel like, in opposition, we missed out. Now in government, we are losing these opportunities. So when are we going to get our opportunities? So there's that feeling of desperation, despondency. As a fool, like anything you do,
which is normal, right?
So by the time you realize, it builds up and becomes a huge problem. So getting your real people to go and vote will become the most difficult task for you. Do you understand? So it's something that I don't know, but just like I'm saying, the last time I said it, the biggest policy that will give NDC the biggest problem is their promise of 24-hour economy. If they are able to implement the 24-hour economy the way we all envisaged and the way that they explain it to us, then some of their people will even benefit from that.
Yeah.
But if you see, if you fail with 24-hour economy, your real people will show you that you are a failure. Because the people will experience the unemployment, the anger, the frustration that other Ghanaians are feeling. They will feel it. So they themselves will tell you how your governance is having a toll on them. So the NDC has no excuse but to deliver the 24-hour economy in the sense that was in the way that they promised to us. Any failure to deliver 24-hour economy will be a huge failure for the NDC, and their own party people will be the first to tell them how that failure has affected them. So I'm just urging them. 24-hour economy, in my view, was the biggest promise by John Mahama in the 2024 campaign season. Just like free SHS was for Nanado. 1 year down the lane, I'm not too sure. I don't know what is happening. I'm not too convinced.
They said they've passed the bill, so now
all of those things. By me, it's not the authority that nobody would who will wake up in the morning and go to authority and job. Authority, it's a means to an end.
The only people who are doing 24-hour economy is the speaker.
So you have no excuse. The NDC, we are trying to help you to achieve your so that you will not have any issues with both your people and the external people. Please, if the issue of unemployment is what you have identified to be a major problem for your party folks, I believe if you are able to implement 24-hour economy the way you explained it, even your people will benefit and other Ghanaians will benefit. And this desperation and anger about lack of opportunities may reduce.
Yeah.
Let's pick some few calls on this particular matter. 0541 022 318. 0541 022 318. That's how you can join me this morning. What's your take on the NDC grassroots, their concerns? They're happy crowd. They're not happy. Anything they see other people enjoying, they feel like, So it's a big problem. It's really a big problem. And if you're an NDC person, I really will want to hear from you. If you're not, I also want to hear from you because you're also a member of or a citizen of this particular country. Let's go into the telephone line. Our first caller is Solomon. Solomon, good morning. Hello. Yes, Solomon. Hello. Yes. Oh, talk to me.
Good morning.
Good morning, Solo from Ochizongo. What's your take?
Yeah, Alfa. This is a dicey situation. They promise us a lot, and then you came and then you are giving it to neutrals or MPP aligned people. So this is the reason why I always said no political party can break the age. Even today, if election was held today, most of our people, the grassroots, is either we distance ourselves or we'll go and vote for Bawumia. Because you said you were coming to help us. We sat in the house. Those people that you are now giving them appointments, they once spoke ill of us. Neutrals, Professor Dampo, you appointed him to this juicy position. They are NDC equally competent people who can occupy those seats. So you see that if you come and then you are appointing neutrals and then even those aligned to the MPP, you are making the grassroots get angry. So they have to look at the appointment that they are making. If not, we'll go into opposition. 8 years time, we'll go into opposition.
So, Solo, are you also disappointed because
I'm part of the 99. We call it 99.
Okay.
So we man, even President Mahama said the polling agents. I was a polling agent. President Mahama said the polling agent when he comes, we are the first people to be sorted.
Have you tried to be sorted? Have you spoken to somebody to sort you out?
Alpha, the fortunate thing is that I have link with the MP. As anytime we speak, he said that there's no financial clearance. He has tried countless times to help us.
Which MP? Your MP?
My MP, yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to mention the constituency or that's not?
Yes, I'm from Upper East Nabdam constituency.
Okay, so you've engaged them and said for now there's no financial clearance.
There's no financial clearance. There's no, as anytime I call him, that's what he said. So for him, I commend the MP highly because he's trying his best. I know that he's trying his best, but it's part of the government. It's the government that is not releasing the funds. You see how it is.
Thank you very much, Solo, for joining us this morning.
Thank you too.
That's Solo, who said he served as polling station agent. He was promised by John Mahama that they will be the first to be taken care of. And 1 year down the lane, he said he's been calling. The only thing that he's been told is that there's no financial clearance yet. Let me go on to this telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Alpha.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling me from.
Alpha, I'm John. I'm calling from KNUST.
John, KNUST, talk to me.
Yes. The 24-hour economy, for me, it's not feasible. It's not something that the president can do because we need a lot of factories to usher that is when you say you are going to create 24-hour economy market. Even the American market, they close. New York market, they've been closing 8 and 9. So what kind of market are you going to create that can serve 24-hour economy? That we are building market here, market there. Is it witches and wizards who are going to buy those things? Yeah, so certain things are not feasible. They are not real. And therefore, the president should be clear with us that it's impossible to do that. We have few agencies that can operate the 24 hours. But to say I'm going to create a market, for me, I don't see it. I don't see it because, as I said, if you go to New York, they have wonderful places, and yet they close 8, 9. They have these big malls. You can walk here and there, very big, and yet they close. How much more our local markets?
Okay.
Yeah, so the 24-hour economy for me
is not feasible.
It's not.
John, thank you very much. John called us from KNUST. He is casting doubt on the 24-hour economy policy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Jimmy Teo.
I'm going to say.
Boko. Nanzu.
Jenny is one. Jenny. And I register on my car for register. We register in my car. You're fast to say.
Register.
Who register? Who register? Check. This is a major work here. Abba, my name is what's the issue for a patrol? Yeah, my new man, I got to her. But
at least 14 minutes in your bat.
Hello, Abba, what's the matter? Hello?
Oh, me too.
But in a down to her. Also, Omoya campaign of the Triad Cafe, one and this about the position a chairman public utility service. Or try be as a Ghana when you program, Ghana when you say, at a mess or a chairman is a problem. Mama first, I got try is a problem, Mama second can on the Agoda right program first in my American that could pay better on me, someone on my. No one say no more. I don't move to the light wing. I don't know, call around Ghana and you say Ghana what you need to Kaka Benyakan Hunti. I want to know this is one so. I'm a 24 hours on a hedge wow. Maybe I'm here to a gap. I look at your Ghana today. The traffic tomorrow. I said 24 hours on no. And look at home. I'm not going to Ghana. You don't take it Ghana. I said the beginning of the 24-hour economy.
Okay, Mate.
The more
time now, so
I'm going so now we're chasing card yet. And they like to go for a chasing card.
Bye bye. Thank you very much for joining us this morning with your own submission. You can also give me a call on 0541022318. And just like we told you this morning, in due time, we are going to start our conversation with ECG, the PRO for ECG, so that your content hopefully will be addressed. We have BY on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, BY Tepa.
Alfa, this is where people who are followers of political parties must begin to learn something. If we will go like this, then we cannot move forward as a nation. You first ask yourself, when your party assumes office, how many jobs that your party created that you are demanding for jobs? Would you want people who are already in jobs be removed for you to be replaced or what? And if we do that back and forth kind of a governance, then how do we move forward? Both MPP and NDC, when their parties assume office, they demand for jobs. Have they taken into consideration that when these parties assume office, they don't create any jobs? Please, it's better we demand governments or parties that we support, when they're in office, create jobs. When they create it and you are not employed, it's then that you can complain. The existing jobs are filled with people and they are all Ghanaians. So they should first know this before they call for jobs, because there's no job that these parties create when they assume office.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, BY, for your contribution this morning. 17 minutes after 8. You can also join us if you want to be part of the conversation on 0541022318. We're asking you to contribute to what we've been discussing. I mean, the contents that have been raised by the NDC members who say 1 year down the lane, opportunities are very, very rare to come by. Yet they see that the government is kind of giving some opportunities to other people, even though some of them we have told you that was a bit incorrect in terms of how it was described, particularly what the program for women of valor, right? Woman of valor or women. So yes, but you can call us on 0541022318. It will pick just the last caller, and then I'll speak with the PRO for ECG in the region. Last week, a lot of you had concerns about electricity. Some of you were complaining about unavailability, and you're asking me, Alpha, please ask them, is Doomsaw back? Well, this morning, the PRO will try to answer that question for you. The other issue was that you were complaining about the cost of electricity. You say, you don't know what's happened. There was somebody who called me and said he used to spend like 100 cities or 200 cities in a month or so. Now he's doing 3K. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
I'm on Alpha.
Yes.
I'm on Alpha.
Please, your name and where you're calling me from. Muzamba Jomiti.
The mechanic voice now the Casano. And we face it. And then they pay. Facebook Live.
Indeed, I know very well how to know.
Yeah, I don't know Mwami.
And wow. Guy, they be not facing now expensive facing the blessing.
Oh, Charlie. Now, I think I say, team is about some type of
Hey, some
Sana can make pen and Yanisa.
you want Yanisa, how did Fanisa Hawaii? Fanisa.
Party. When you have been Yagman.
Medazi. Kindi. Oh, no. Janice.
I thought he was going to say something else.
You let me take the last one. I'll you say something. Good morning. Yes, Mr. Badu, talk to me.
The question is the patience running out from the supporters of NDE? The answer here will be no. And what I will blame is the communication. You see, the communication to our party members, our party folk, is not being forthcoming. Don't forget, during NPP side, I think it was Mr. Insi Watkins, who was then a half a minister to South Africa, who said that there are more Ghanaians than others. NPP are more Ghanaians than others. And so if there is any opportunity, the NPP people should be taken care of first. And perhaps that is what has been in the minds of many party supporters, which to me is wrong. We are all Ghanaians. And we should bear in mind that NPP built bridges for many to pass, for many to use. That's why you come to NPP built wall. So if that is so, then the question is, why is it that the NPP, NDC supporters, NDC people who have this party to come to power are not being taken care of? They are being taken care of. Some of them, some might have gotten it today, Others should wait. Tomorrow will definitely come. And they will get their share.
Okay.
But perhaps, but maybe because of how the promise went, like the person who was saying that he was a party agent and all that. I think our people, our executives, should try their best to call these people, communicate with them, the plans that the party has for them. Let me end it here. This is inside matters. This is inside matters. So you let me end it here. Thank you.
Please, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Benjamin Obin Entry. I hope I've gotten the name correctly.
Yep.
Is the PRO for ECG in the region. This morning, he's well suited. The color of his suit is very nice. You can capture him on our Facebook Live. We are streaming live on YouTube. If we want to learn tutorials as to how to put together colors, Mr. Obin is trying to give us one trick to work with. So we are streaming live on Facebook. You can join us and be part of the conversation. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're doing well. We are not doing well. We are angry with you guys. ECG. The way we are looking for you is a serious issue. Janice has a question for you. Please ask your question.
I should ask now. Okay, please. Why is
ladies
it that,
first.
Why is it that every time it gets windy, the lights go off?
Thank you very much, and a very good morning to your
Good morning.
Good morning.
listeners as well as your viewers via Facebook as well. And I believe we've started a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start from where you said that. In fact, you are angry at us. You are looking for us.
Been looking for you.
And I think it's only fair our customers share that sentiment as well. Because when the power was stable throughout last year and beginning of the year, we enjoyed the praises from our customers. We kept prisoners left, right, center. So if there have been some challenges in the last few weeks, and you are upset and you're angry, it's justified. And this morning, as we start the conversation, to offer some explanation among other things, it's not like we are here to defend or justify what has happened.
Okay.
But we just want to apologize to our cherished customers as well, and then give them the explanation as to why some of the things have been happening in recent times as well. So back to her question, that why is that when it gets windy, power goes off. Now, people want to compare us to foreign countries that even experience heavy windstorm as well as hurricanes, among other things. But what we should know is that one, some of these countries, most of their lines are underground. That is one. Two, even where there is overhead, you realize that the clearance between the trees, leaves, among other things, is very clear. But in our case here, it's only in some cases there are some areas that will have the underground cable, but most of our lines are overhead lines as well. So once they are overhead lines, and first of all, vegetation could be a cause, because when the trees are closer, when the wind blows and then it swings on it, the leaf falls on it, the network sees it as any foreign material, because of the protection installed on it, it will go off as well. So once the wind blows it upward again, and then the leaf or the tree leaves the line, you see that the power comes on automatically. So that's why at times when it's raining, you see on and off, on and off. So once we see that it's likely to happen, then we'll have to put off the entire line as well, to wait for the rain to subside before we try it again. That is more like one of the engineering factors. Another one has to do with the fact that when it's raining, and then there's heavy lightning and thunder as well. You know, lightning and thunder also discharges some sort of current, high current, among other things. So if the power goes off, and then we try the power back on again, it also comes with some high voltage as well. So imagine those two high meeting. If we are not careful, we will not get a very good news. So mostly we wait for the rain to subside before we pick the lines as well. Then again, also there are the human factors, whereby because when it's raining, visibility is quite poor. People drive into our network. So the person, crashes his or her vehicle into the ECG network, be it a pole or a transformer.
Okay.
And once that happens, there's a saying that electricity no get like. It be the cables and the poles where they carry them. So once the pole is broken or the conductor is on the floor, definitely power will not continue to flow to where it's supposed to. Yeah.
I mean, I recall under the administration of Dr. Napo, he gave the indication that they were doing quote unquote doom CCA.
Yeah.
And it was part of the reason why, even when it is raining and there were storms, still the lights were on.
Yeah.
I want to find out, what were we doing at the time that necessitated that? And have we stopped?
Okay.
Or we couldn't achieve?
No, we did. In fact, even last year we launched a program called Operation Keep the Lights On, because in our, our managing director is also an engineer. Okay. So per engineering standards, if the lines are well constructed and well maintained, there is no way it should wait for power to go off. So when he came here, I think the first few months we launched that Operation Keep the Lights On to ensure, first of all, we clear the vegetation that are closer to most of the network as well.
Okay.
So we realized last year it was raining heavily, all right, but power was fairly stable as well. So there were some areas that will face some challenges in terms of right-of-way issues.
Which areas?
Okay, let me go towards the, do we call it coastal thicket area, whereby you have a lot of forest around that area. We have this issue of, this is my cash crop cocoa. This has been in my family for years. This tree, I will not let you cut it down as well. In fact, within the Ampeyo Asago enclave there were some trees that we had wanted to cut, but there is this who, it's been in our family for long. It's a tradition, it's something we believe we will not let you cut. Those things affected us as well. Then, even in doing that, there are some things we call jumpers on the network. When they are weak, we were supposed to replace them, which we did. But there were some instances also as well that you realize that some of the distribution lines were heavily loaded. Okay. Because if you look at Kumasi, Kumasi is growing at a faster rate. In fact, when I came to Kumasi some 2 years ago, our peak demand in the region was around 420 megawatts.
420.
But as we speak, we are doing around 630, 640 megawatts.
Within 2 years?
Yes.
No,
wow. It's expected.
That's close to 50%.
Yes, it's expected.
It's expected.
If you look at the high-rising buildings we see, from the Yami enclave to the estates that are coming on board. If you look at when you see Hisense doing promotion, Electroland doing promotion, you see a lot of people that go there to patronize it. All of these things are coming back to the ECG network. So it's expected the load will grow. And in doing that, we also have to plan to meet the demand. So there are some areas within the Kokobe enclave, Kokobe, Kuchi, and Kranza. In fact, the line going there, that's the Ampame, that was heavily loaded last year. So they themselves will attest to the fact that they were not enjoying stable power supply at all. But what we did was we had to construct a new line called Bekwame to relieve the existing lines over there. When you go to Nkaria, Tuase enclave, Sepase, we did the same thing around the Boakwa enclave. We did the same thing over there. When you go towards Buong, Sasa, Kodie, Morat enclave, we did the same thing over there. So you realize that when we are tackling outages as a result of rainstorm, there could be multiple factors.
In your earlier submission, you said that elsewhere they have a lot of underground cables. Yeah. Why can't you have underground cables?
So if we have underground cables. I have to be honest, we have underground cables as well. But if you look at our layout, our city layout as well, there are some areas that when we even get underground cable faults. I remember last year around Bantama, when we had an underground cable fault, we had to go and pay the highways. We paid we paid an amount because we were going to destroy the asphalt road because the road was passing an underground cable.
So usually, so
we have to pay for the damage before we repair the cable.
So ideally, you need a buffer for those things.
Yes, exactly.
Like an area of.
So where you see, there is always a utility corridor.
Okay, so there ought to be that.
Yes. So but once it's there, today the road is like this. So right there, as we've been speaking, either to the Ahonjo, to Santas roundabout, that hits the Asokwa.
Just close.
They are dualizing the road. Either we had the right of way, so we're there. But once they expand the road, now we have to relocate some underground cables, some overhead lines as well.
I see.
Either we'll get the corridor all right, but once the expansion comes in, or people decide to build within that enclave, there's sometimes even a building on. I remember in Accra, somewhere around Nima also, there was a customer's building was sitting on an underground cable. So the time it was for, we had to go into dig. We had to go into dig the person's room. Once we finished
the person's room?
Yes. So once we finished, we had to, what's the name? Seal it off. But with time, we had to relocate it and go overhead. Wow. So, both have its own challenges in terms of underground cable as well as the overhead. Because at least with the underground cable, there's not like vegetation to worry you about. But when there is a fault, tracing it,
It's tedious.
It's tedious.
Now, the other issue is, why are we experiencing doom so, Mr. Entry? Why are you taking the lights? And a lot of people are complaining. You guys claim there is no doom so, but our experience suggests that the lights are not stable.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, we're not here to defend whatever that has happened. Because our customers, in fact, they have every right to express that sentiment as well. And like I said earlier, I would want to apologize to them for the last few weeks. This is not how we started the year. This is not how we ended last year. This is unfortunate. One or two things have happened. But what I want our customers,
What are these one or two things?
yes,
What are
I'll
they?
spell out the challenges. I want our cherished customers to know that we are not in doomsday. Though we admit there are some faults in the system. When we say doomsday, it's a term that came around 2013, 2014, 2015 because of something. It was because we had a generation shortfall. So one generation could not meet the demand. We had to rationalize the power of shared load. So for example, in the morning, you be doom at also. Then you saw Bantama. So that's how come the name you doom, you saw, because there was no power. So we had to ration it. But what we're experiencing now, it's not like that. There is enough installed capacity, there is enough available capacity. But there are some bottlenecks within the distribution.
But what we are experiencing now is such that usually at certain point in time, the lights go off.
Yeah, like I said earlier,
and it's been happening for some time now.
Yes, like I said, for the
I
last
check
2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
One will take the second week of February, I think after Vows Day, that is where the whole thing started happening, whereby there are some faults in the system. So, for example, like I can mention some of them. One major fault that we encountered had to do with, there is something called box supply point. That is where ACG meets grid code to collect power and then distribute to our church customers. So, in the layman terms, you see how it works within the farmers and the traders setting. So if you're a tomatoes farmer, you go and plant your tomato, the seeds, once it germinates and it's time for harvesting. So for example, the IPPs, that's independent power producers, they are more like the farmers because they generate the power.
Okay.
And once the power is ready, you are supposed to transport it. The same way once your crops are ready for harvesting, after you harvest it, you are supposed to transport it from the farm to your buyer.
Okay.
Your buyer can decide bring it straight to me at the market or take it to my warehouse, depending on the quantity the person is buying. So that transport that you are bringing, that is critical. So critical transports the power from the generation site and then take it to ECG at ECG warehouse at a box supply point. So we don't say a warehouse, we say a box supply point. So the warehouse that you are going to store tomatoes and everything, that is where we call the box supply point. Once it gets to your warehouse, that is where, for example, if you have about 4 or 5 branches, maybe you have one at Racecourse, one at Asafo, one at Atonsu. From your warehouse, you distribute it to this your retail centers as well. So waiting from the box supply point, we take it to the areas like the primary substations as well. So moving from the box supply point, these are cables or interconnectors that we normally use. So what happened was the main line from Rage box supply point was in Kumasi. There are only 2 box supply points, one at Aomaso, one at Rage. Okay. So from Rage, the power that or the line that leads Rage to the Adwato primary substation. If you know Kumasi very well, when you get to Abreport Junction, and you are descending towards Prempeh College, on your right hand side where the new plant station is, we have a powerhouse or a substation that is the Adwato primary substation. So the cable that moves, or the conductor or the network that moves from Rage Georgia Hotel to what's the name, Adwato, that's the Abreport Junction. There was a conductor cut on it at Bekwai Roundabout, near the Rage International School. And if you look at these lines, there are 2 lines going. Those 2 sub-transmission lines. We've done it to such that when there's a problem on one, we can transfer all the customers to another one. Okay. Yes. But in that enclave, it's not possible to transfer all the customers to the second one. Because you know why? Ghana Water is on that stretch. The Barikasi headworks, then the Wabi headworks, and the kind of load they draw. If you decide you have to transfer all customers on that line, Ghana Water will have low voltage and they will not be able to pump water. I see. So when that issue happened in the evening, we transferred some customers on it. So transferring some customers on it, obviously some will be in darkness. So the next morning, Friday, we went to go and then restore power by fixing or repairing the fallen conductor. And in doing that, because there are 2 lines going there, proximity. They are quite close. And this is what we are looking at, 33,000 votes. With the 33,000 votes, you don't even need to get closer. Once you are reading around it, you could feel the heat over there. So as part of safety measures, we have to put off the second one too, so that both lines will be there to enable our engineers to work on the line as well. So in doing that, you realize that once that line goes off, it affects a lot of people. So we are looking at Kwadaso, Techiman, Denchemoso, Achumako Furudia, Tanoso, Owabe, Barikese, Sophia, Kodia, Mori, what's the name? Sophia, Anakwame, Mankranso, Ebuakwama, Krosapasi, and Kyrie, all those enclaves. Look at the areas I mentioned, even Offenso itself, Cocoten, Amon, that enclave, that's a lot of people.
Okay.
So definitely you realize that once that line is down, a lot of people will be affected.
So have we fixed the problem?
No, we fixed it. We fixed that. No, like you see, I mentioned that there are some factors that have accounted to the recent outages. So I've given you one major one.
Okay, there's another one.
Yes, because some of them have been happening. But once I finish the major one, then I'll come to the isolated ones as well. Then I think within the same last week or something, we suffered an underground cable fault.
Underground.
At the Ridgeburg supply point. And underground cable fault, like I said, it's not like the overhead one that you can see. You need what we call a test van, a machine that works on the earth to identify where the fault is. Once it identifies the fault, we are supposed to do excavation. So once we are digging, we are supposed to come out with all the cables. Then you test the cables, which one is faulty. So once we identify this part is faulty, before we can come in and then cut the faulty portion off and then put in a new one, join it and mend the joint, and then fix it and then power the line. But you see, sometimes the digging takes time because you are digging underground. So sometimes if it's a rocky ground or a place that you've done filling, you need a compressor or you need a different machine to ensure that you go down. And in doing that, we have to apply wisdom to it, because if you're not careful, we might end up puncturing another cable on the ground. That's why we don't. People say, why you don't go and use excavator to come and excavate the ground, because that's much easier. Or if you're not careful, you excavate all the cables, and even the good ones, you might end up damaging it as well. You see, aside the major ones, the isolated ones, even we've had issues whereby road contractors have punctured our cable as well. As we speak, people within Awologa Enclave, Ofori Chrome, I think part of Bonso, that enclave, they've been off for like the past 3 days.
3 days?
Yes.
Totally off?
Yes. They've been off for the last 3 days because of an underground cable fault. We fixed the problem yesterday. Are you with me? Because the cable fault was there. You see, in fact, I also commend the honorable MCs within Asokwa, Ofori Chrome, and then Asokwa Mampo, because we had to engage them for them to assist. Because initially, when the cable fault happened, they had done some filling over there. So it's difficult to drill with our normal digging and our normal compressor. So they have to come with another machine to enable us drill the hole to bring the cable out. Because like I said, you have to do excavation before. Once we finish that problem, in the process of firing the line, we fired in the line held, only for us to realize the line has gone off again. We went to site to realize that some people are going to steal cables.
At the
same, like the enclave, I think I even have pictures here.
Oh.
People have gone there to steal cables.
I see.
At Opoku Transport. Do you know Opoku?
Opoku Transport?
Yes.
Oh, is Chromebound.
You can, I mean, this is where we are. This is it. You can have a look at it.
Okay. So we are currently. Oh, okay.
So you've cut it.
It's been cut.
Yeah. This is where we are.
Why don't you have security people at these installations?
These are, if you look at.
Or we don't.
What's the number of transformers we are dealing with?
You can't practically.
In fact, it's not.
Because this problem has been coming up.
Yeah, it's been coming up. You see, if you do one police, one substation, one police, one transformer, the police personnel will not even have enough men to fight other crimes as well. Because if I'm telling you, the whole of Ashanti region, if I'm telling you that we have more than, if I'm not mistaken, we have more than 10,000 transformers scattered across the length and breadth of Ashanti.
And some people are, how are they, because it's dangerous, isn't it?
It's dangerous, yes. You see, I think was it last year that someone lost his life?
Yeah, I recall.
At our Adato substation.
Yeah.
You see, he lost his life, so he was unfortunate. But these people, they've been fortunate, they bolted away with the cables. But what they've done is they've caused other people an inconvenience. People who have been off for like 2-3 days that will be able to solve their problem yesterday. They go ahead and worsen their plight.
No, but if okay, maybe people felt they were ECG officials.
No, you see, we always tell people that ECG officials, in fact, you can identify us by our ID card. When they come to
ID card, you know how many Ghanaians will go and ask for ID? Because when they see people working, they feel technical people.
So that is why we want our people to be vigilant now. Because like you are saying, aside even the ID cards, they come in with their ECG overall, the vest is there, and even the vehicle that they are using. You see the name of the district on it. Be it
so usually you should expect a vehicle around.
You should expect an ECG vehicle around. There is no way an individual can walk there, he's going to work. No, it doesn't work like that in ECG. Let's say if the person is even an engineer and he's staying in an area that the power is off, he doesn't have the right to go and climb the pole.
He will have to seek.
You have to come to work, seek approval.
And then you deploy him.
Yes. He can't just get up. So there's always an ECG vehicle around working. But these vandalized activities, in fact, it's happening a lot. 2
quick issues before we open the phone lines. Cost of electricity.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that last week someone called me, amongst all the complaints we had, he said he used to buy 200 cedis for a month. Now he doesn't know what is happening. 100 cedis cannot even survive, take care of the whatever. And that now he's compelled to use around 3,000.
From 100 cedis to 3,000?
Yes. Because every day he's buying 100 cedis. Now every day he's buying 100 cedis. Other people say from 200 to 400. Others, they don't. This thing they used to. So they, what is happening?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm happy you started with cost of electricity. So we'll delve into that. Like, what is really accounting for the recent complaints? Because I would not sit here and say we've not received any complaint, or I have not seen any public outcry over the recent depletion of prepaid credits at a faster rate. So I would want our customers to, let's be open-minded and have a discussion, so that we look at where we start those investigations from. Now let's start with the premises of the customer, because these are factors that we've identified, truly tested, verifiable facts that could contribute to high electricity bills as well. So we are starting all these factors. First of all, starting from the premises of the customer. We start with wiring. Now, if your wiring is not the best, you are likely to incur much electricity bills. The reason is that are you aware that the size of conductor that you use, or the size of wire or cable in the layman's term, because ECG cable is very big, but let's say wire in the layman's term, the size of wire that you use to wire for an air conditioner should not be the same as a socket. So if you are using 4 mm for air conditioner, that's the required standard. So imagine the electrician makes a mistake and uses 2.5 mm as the wiring for your conditioner. First of all, the air conditioner will draw more current before it's able to operate. And draw more current means what? You are going to consume much more electricity as well. 2, it will break down the insulation as well. So even with time, it will destroy your air conditioner over there as well. 3, the socket, you are supposed to use 2 or 2.5 mm. So if the electrician makes a mistake and uses 1.5 mm, he has killed you, because the socket, that is where you plug your fridge. You know, the AC has a different switch, which is not tied to the socket. But your socket, that is where you charge your phone. But
Ms. Andrew, this is a case where all of these things might have been there. But my electricity cost last month or last 2 months was 100 cedis. Now it has increased to 300.
No, if you are saying
under the same condition. No, so there might be something sudden that has happened that has caused that. It's not really
it will not be last one. Probably they are referring to last year. That's what I'm saying. There are multiple factors. So once I start with the presence of the customer, I'll get to all the factors, and then you realize each and every customer, once we had this conversation, he or she will see where he or she falls short, or the things he or she has to do as well. So once this wiring as well, we are looking at how old is the wiring. Maybe the wiring was done like 20 years ago. We have always maintained that traditional towns like Matosu, Amokum, Bantama, Asafo, the wiring that I've been seeing over the net, I go to the field, in fact, it leaves a lot to be desired, which I think it's about time we try to rewire these areas again. Because if the wiring is very old as well, it means it cannot perform effectively. So there will be much leakage into your system. Either to, like you are saying, I'm yet to get to the cost of electricity. It's also one of the factors. I'm yet to get there as well. So once we finish with the wiring aspect, because ideally every 10 to 15 years you're supposed to change your wiring. Once, that's why we always say engage a
some of the people complaining, they have new houses, so it's moved into these houses.
They will not fall into the wiring category. That's what I'm saying. There are multiple factors.
Okay.
So next we'll move to the earthing system. Now, engineers will tell that the earthing system, one, is supposed to protect the house against electrocution, any fire outbreaks, and even keep the resistance at zero to prevent leakages as well. Now, one, some people do not even have the earthing system at all. Because, like I say, if you don't tell, you're a layman, you don't know whether you need the earthing system or not. And if you don't engage in service of a professional electrician too, you didn't know. So now, let's ask most houses to go and check whether you have earthing system. If you do, when was the last time you tested the values of the earth? Because the earthing system is supposed to keep the resistance at zero, at most 0.6, 0.5, or 0.58. But you go and check some of them, they are recording as high value as 6, 7, from 0 to 6, 7. So though there's a saying tree that what else when I go about it, you might think you have an earthing system, but it is faulty, it is not functioning properly. So the earth is just there. And once there is a leakage, the reason the earthing system is there that, for example, because once there is any lightning, it's supposed to send it to ground.
Okay.
Once there is any leakage, it's supposed to send it to ground. But once the earthing system is not functioning properly, do you know what happens? It flows within your system. And then the meter also records it as a consumption over there as well. That is why in some houses you go there, you even touch a fridge, you feel electrocution. You touch a television, you lean to a fridge. Why should a fridge give you that electrocution? Because the fridge itself, when you go to Melcom and go and buy, does it give electrocution? Why is it when you brought it home, now you lean against it small, you feel electrocution? Because yes, there's no earthing system, so there's this sort of, what is supposed to go to ground is hovering within your system as well. So once you are done with the wire, you are done with the earthing system. Now let's come to the cost of electricity that you mentioned.
Isn't it because of your new meters or some of these?
No, we'll
meters?
get to the meters issues. Like I said, we'll take the time and analyze so that every customer will see where he or she falls.
A lot of my customers seem to think that all the things you've mentioned, that's not the problem. The problem is there might be something that you guys are doing. That is either you have wrongfully configured or you have done some, they call it skirmishes. Have you heard that word before? Skirmishes.
I want to ask you a simple question, Alfa.
Please do.
When did you see these new meters in the system?
When did I see these new meters? Oh, I think a couple of last year or last 2 years or so.
So what has it got to do with now? So why is there new meters?
But there may be something about the new meters, because even when you started distributing, recall that this is not the first time we're having issues with this particular meter. These new ones that you've been distributing. In terms of the cost. When it started, people began to complain that this new meter has I don't know, it's like Usain Bolt. You get the point? And then it subsided for a while. Now there's a new wave of complaints. So some think it may be attributed to these new meters.
They were using meters last
and when you
year.
buy credit, it's like some people are even complaining when you buy credit, it's like they reduce the amount from source before it comes.
Things that yes would.
Do you get the point?
We will provide responses to, like I said, we're all learning this morning. So the cost of electricity, like you mentioned earlier, you see there's something called, we have two types of tariff: the multi-year tariff and then the quarterly adjustment tariff. So the multi-year tariff is for a period of 4 to 5 years. So after every 4 to 5 years, the utilities PRC invites all of us to come and submit our proposal as well. And once we do that, and the commission grants us a tariff, we cannot go back and then request for a tariff within the next 4 years. This one is from 2026 to 2030. ECG requested for 225%, VI requested for 59%, Gridco requested for around 30% or so. In all, the industry chain requested for around 414%. Do you know how much the commission granted? 9.86%. We took it first January. As well. So it means that for the next 4 years, ECG, we cannot go. Gridco cannot go and say they want tariff increment. No.
So that's why you're using a backdoor too.
No. I'm saying that, which means that now is the quarterly adjustment that is going to work. And the quarterly adjustment, it can either be reduced or it could be maintained or it could go a bit higher. That's what I'm speaking with you. 1st January 9.86, it took effect. So obviously, what you were spending in December will not be the same as January.
But it shouldn't be more than 100%.
Come again.
It shouldn't be more than 100%.
So you see,
The experiences of people largely is that it's more than 100%.
No, you see, that's what I'm saying. I'm coming to the factors. Once I've mentioned the cost of electricity, now someone will say it's the same gadget, so why am I paying more?
Absolutely.
Good. Are you aware we have consumption patterns that could change by two factors? One, weather. Two, number of people in the house. Are you aware of that? Let me give you this breakdown or this analogy. When it's raining and the weather is very cold, do you turn on your air condition?
No.
When the weather is hot, do you turn on your air condition?
Yes.
Good. You see, last year there were some tariff adjustments, but the period in which it took effect, so customers do not feel it. It took effect during so the first one took effect around April, May. The weather was quite cold. Another one took effect October, September. The weather was quite cold. But this one, January, that it took effect. That is where we have the hottest season. January, February, because of the Harmattan, the season is very dry.
But this year, Mr. Antwi, the January Harmattan that we expected didn't come.
It didn't come good.
In fact,
and it didn't rain.
In fact, there were times where it was even raining in December, January, if you recall.
No, it rained in December, but January.
Yes, some part of January experienced rainfall. Look at it. You can check. We can all go into the archives and check. There were some days in January that we experienced rainfall, and people were even asking, the Harmattan, no, it's like it sounds confusing. Yes, we didn't experience.
The Harmattan itself, it doesn't come with heat like that. So you and I know the Harmattan comes at the weather.
Yeah, it depends on the timing. I mean, early in the morning,
what
it's.
I'm trying to say is that the frequent rains that you experience, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, it's not the same as if recorded in January, February. Now, if it rains in February, it's like a rarity. Because in February, for example, we didn't record more than 5 days rain in February. You attest to the fact, as compared to May, June, July, that we're recording rains every 2 to 3 days. In January also, it was the same thing. Even in March that we started, it drizzled recently. It didn't rain heavy.
It's been raining, no?
It didn't rain heavy.
Oh, me, 2 days or...
Yes,
it
that was 2 days.
Or...
Today's is what, 10th? We're on the 10th day of March.
Yeah.
I could say we've not experienced more than 4 days of rain.
Okay.
True of us?
Maybe.
Yes, but when we get to the rainy season, almost every 2 days it's even rain. Sometimes you get 2 days rain. Now, the weather was so hot. I think you experienced the recent superzonal South Coast, whereby some of the fire service went there to spray water so that because the students, their weather and everything. Now, if you look at it, one, like I said, the same gadgets, all right, but how are you using it? Listeners will bear me out that in April, May, June, July last year, some people could even go a whole week, 2 weeks without turning on the air conditioners. But then, as we speak, even in January, February, I'm not sure any customer went 2 weeks without turning on the air conditioners. So you see, it's the same gadgets, all right, but your consumption will change. If they like, they go and purchase prepaid. There's a portion that is called a consumption. So the consumption, compare your consumption in January against your consumption in December. You realize that your consumption in December might be around 120, but consumption in January will be higher than in December. And the higher your consumption, the more you do what? You pay.
Regardless of this explanation, what would you say to somebody who say, okay, all these things that you've mentioned, I was still using my AC before, I was putting on my light and every other cable, electrical gadgets at this point in time, leaving the house around this time, returning, almost the behavior or the consumption pattern has not significantly changed, but the cost has significantly changed. There are people like that who almost everything that you're mentioning, nothing has miraculously changed, but still the thing there.
No,
it'll go like you say both.
Okay, so let's look at the starting point of the comparison in terms of when or within how many months period. This is 4 months that they know they've tracked their consumption pattern to see.
Yeah, maybe 5 months in the last. Yes.
They have their receipts. Or maybe I consumed this amount of kilowatts in October. This is how much I'm consuming now in January, February. Then you realize that you will never have the same pattern. Because maybe October, the person could be having around 200 units every month. That was the person's consumption for that month. But in January, February, the person is around 250, 300.
Unfortunately, we had said that we'll give the listeners more time. So but I would like you to end here and then I'll open the phone lines because I can't do all the questions. They have their consent. So, but end on this particular matter, point and then we'll open the phone lines.
So looking at the cost among us, the consumption behavior and everything, then people, like you said, I was using the old meter. They came to replace it to the new one.
Yeah.
Now I'm paying more. Do you know why like that is likely to happen?
No.
You see, the reason why we are replacing the old meter is not because the old meter is functional. Because what the old meter is faulty. Some of them, the meters were faulty to the extent that the screen was blank. The person will go and buy 100 cedis every month. Every month, 100 cedis. It's not because the 100 cedis that is buying that is what is keeping the power on. The relay itself is faulty. So if you don't buy a car, you still get power to use.
Andrew, let's pick some calls. We'll come back for you to continue. 0541022318. I know that you have a lot of questions to ask. So Mr. Benjamin Entry is here in the studio. He is trying to explain to us what may be, causing some of the high cost of electricity that we're experiencing. We've also talked about the unavailability of electricity. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from. Yes, your question quick or your comment.
Comment. I don't know, sorry to see, whether they come not well prepared to answer our questions. Issues now reasoning the way he addressing the issue, no, you are just working on a parallel line.
So you go ahead and tell me.
The lights go off as if nobody is regulating the system.
Which area?
Asofia in Ketia.
Asofia in Ketia. It is within which district?
Under Swami.
Swami.
Yes.
Okay. Go on.
And it's as if nobody. The lights go off as if you're being in a switch area go fear. And now all kind of costs. Their research department is not working. They are not ready to address the problems that we have raised. He's defending F water. Come and check our houses where they don't have all these things. I didn't increase to over 100%, and you're not addressing the issue. Now, okay, can't you open today?
Oh, David, please. Let's be decorous. You may be disappointed, but relax. Relax for us. I've taken your point. He has taken your point. He will address it for you. Apologies that, but let's relax. Okay, 0541022318. I know electricity. It triggers passion, but good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, your name and where you're calling. Your name?
Kwame from K University.
Kwame K University. Your question or statement? Let's say.
This is just a question. But I'll frame it in more or less like my day in, day out activity. So for me, I'm a corporate worker. I leave home around 6. I come back at 6. That is what I've been doing, even when it's raining or it's not raining, even when it is hot or it's not hot. But then quite recently, we've seen some increments because, in the evening when I come, I just use the lights for for me to sleep, and then I charge my phones and then come back. So the consumption has not significantly increased. But then the price I buy, anytime I buy it, it just goes off. Like it's just as you were saying, but it's skyrocket. Like the next week I'll just have to come and buy another one. And then
so give me an indication. How much were you spending on electricity for, say, a month or week?
Okay, for a chamber and hall, I was buying 200 cedis for a month.
200 cedis. That's maybe 200 cedis. This was in 2025.
2025. Yeah.
Okay, 200 cedis for a month.
200 cedis for a month. It would take me through the month.
Okay, and now.
I've bought 200 cedis, and then we are. Which day is
10th.
Today is 10th.
It's off.
Today,
so it's finished. Have you changed gadgets?
No.
Like
when did you buy it?
So he said, when did you buy this new whatever the power? When did you buy it?
It's monthly. After every month they would take their service charge, so you would have to go and buy again. So every month.
So this new one, when did you buy it?
Like I think 28th February.
Okay, 28th February.
Yes.
And we are.
And then it's off.
Okay, thank you. He will try and respond to that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Kwame, for joining us this morning. So Kwame said his pattern has not really changed that much, but the cost has increased. So So far we've gotten Abang. Abang said Swami. We've gotten the area.
Sofian Ketia issue.
Sofian Ketia. And then Kwame is complaining about the cost. Yes.
To our customers within Sophia, Nketia, Esamai, Adam Kwame, that's
I think you mentioned that.
enclave. Yes, that is where they hold their power from the wage box supply point through the Adwato substation. We admit that the sub-transmission line over there, that's the Marrakesh 1 and 2 that goes to Ghana Water, needs some improvement.
Okay.
We started a project last year. In fact, when we check the connector size is 120. And historically, we've been made to know that when they were taking power to that enclave, it was only for the Ghana Water Treatment Plant, without the idea that people will settle there. Because you don't use 120 conductor size for sub-transmission. So we are upgrading that cable to 265, and we are doing some change. We should have finished that project last year, but we encountered some right-of-way issues that they didn't allow us to build.
But did you pre-inform the people?
No, they are. In fact, we've done announcements on the ongoing project. And in fact, this year we have 2 priority projects in Ashanti region, according to our managing director. That project is part of it because it's not just our customers who benefit. Ghana Water also needs that power to pump water to.
Yeah, I think people have been complaining about water supply in that area.
So that way, please. So we want our customers to, bear with it within that enclave. We are aware of what is happening because once the Adwato line goes off, it affects them as well. They're also on the Adam Kwame distribution line, which has come under intense pressure within the last few days. And so today, as we speak, we are doing an emergency maintenance work on that line. We've come out with an announcement already to ensure that, because you know that the Kwame line, though he stays at Sophia and Ketia, it passes through Fufu, Bienso, all the way to the Jama. And if you know that stretch very well, it's a thick forest, Fufu, Bienso, Acherisu, that enclave. And so, though you are staying in town, anything that happens within the forest zones area, it also affects you. So we need some vegetation control as well. We also want to install VIT so that whatever happens within the forest enclave does not affect those in town as well. So, the main project, we want to complete it by the end of this year. The main project, because it's a heavy investment.
Answer Kwame's question from KNUS. He says nothing has really changed. It's the same thing. But
he said nothing has really changed, but I think he omitted the fact that there has been some tariff adjustment as well.
Yes.
He said December. He said December.
But tariff adjustment was, if you look at it cumulatively, it's around 20-something%, 24 or so.
May I even look at the recent one, the 9.861?
Yes, but I'm even doing the cumulative analysis.
Since last year, January.
So it should. So if I'm buying 100, the least I expect is that it should go to 130, maybe.
No,
worst case scenario.
So
that's not how it works. No. How does it work?
People will think that, let's say, if it is 9.8% and I'm buying 200 cities, I'm going to calculate 9.86% on the 200 Ghana cedis. But what they fail to know is that the 9.86% is an average end user tariff, not specific for everyone. Now, when you come in now I have to, all those listening to us, electricity per unit now is 2 cities, 8 pesos.
Per unit?
Yes. 2 Ghana cedis per 8 pesos. So imagine you are using about 200 units every month. That's almost like 400 and something. And that's the 20 units is average for almost every household.
But the unit hasn't changed, right? The cost per unit hasn't changed.
No, that's why it has changed.
Oh, it has changed. So what was the amount previously?
It was around 1 cedi 70 pesos. Also.
1 cedi 70 pesos.
Yes,
and now it's 2 cedis.
Yeah.
Does that reflect the increment, or you've added some?
Oh no, that's how it's done. Now I'm coming. Let me just.
I felt that when you guys say 15%, it means 15% is added on what you used to.
To the periods, it's average end user tariff.
Okay.
That is what they meant. Average end user tariff. That is how. So electricity, that's the average end user tariff. Now let's do some math. So
I don't understand. Average end user.
No, so it's the 9.8. You know, we have categories of customers. We have the SLT.
Lifeline.
The SLT customer. You have residential, you have non-residential. So you have the free zones and Cleveland. And mind you, the end user tariff or the electricity tariff is not for ECG alone.
Okay.
It includes generation. It includes transmission.
But my question is, this was the same standard that was used.
No,
so even if there's increment, my question is, how do I jump from 200 to 400?
That is what
in the case of some people.
No, that's what we're explaining now. So Alpha.
Making sense.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Let's ask the gentleman from Tech. what was his consumption in December and what was his consumption now? Because I'll deal with consumption per unit.
Okay, you mean consumption. Okay, maybe he'll help us. You can send us a message if you are listening, Kwame.
So let's say you consume 200 cedis every month.
Okay, so he should check.
Yes. No, you see, let's say you consume 200 units every month. Per unit is 2 Ghana cedis. And so let's take out even the 8 pesos. So 2 by 200. That's 400.
400.
Then there is a 3% street light levy.
Okay.
So 3% of the 400 Ghana cedis. Then there is another 2% rural electrification levy.
Okay.
On it. Then there's a service charge of 10.74 Ghana cedis on it.
Okay.
But if you're a resident, if you're a commercial customer, you pay VAT on it as well. Every commercial customer, including yourself here, that is you're a commercial customer.
You pay VAT.
Yes, you pay VAT as well in addition. So don't just look at it from the 9.8. No, I've met the calculation. So let's say your unit every month. For postpaid customers, they receive an itemized bill. So they know what, we are talking about, that every month, or maybe he has his first threshold. He has this is it, energy use, this amount, street light levy, this amount, this amount. So if you're using 200 units, because mind you, Alpha, let's say you're using 150 units. 150 units by 2 cities.
Okay.
That's almost, if I'm not mistaken, that's almost 300 Ghana cities.
Yeah.
Let's look at the 3%, 2%, and then the service charge as well. So in as much, before we even mentioned that I was buying 200 cities, was taking me to a month. Let's look at our consumption as well.
Easy. I still come back to my question. My question is fundamental. All these things that you've listed, it was applied previously, correct?
Yeah.
So maybe when it was applied previously, if I add everything you've mentioned, consumption, whatever, I was buying 200. I struggle to understand why from there I will move to say 300 or 400.
But we've done the calculation.
But the calculation for me.
Alpha, have you asked him if the threshold, the lifeline, what it was last year, what it is this year?
What, the
ask the consumer or
with the consumer.
Okay.
The threshold.
Yes.
As in, I don't understand.
No, it's still the same 0 to 30 for lifeline.
0 to 30.
It does not increase or reduce. The threshold.
So what it means that if last year, let's say I was within the lifeline.
No, you cannot be in the 0 to 30.
No, he's giving an example.
Example I'm giving. If let's say last year I was within the lifeline, and then there's an increment, and because I've added certain gadgets to my house, I move out of the lifeline, go to the next stage.
Yes.
What it means is that if last year I was buying 50 cedis, and this year, let's say I'm supposed to buy about 70 cedis, I'm going to go about 150 because I've moved out of that threshold.
Yes.
That's a question I'm asking.
Yes. Oh no, is right. Alpha, I don't know if you get this question. That last year he was within 20 kilowatts per month. Yeah. But then Yaman Adom, he's bought some air conditioners and television. He has moved out of the 20, now he's consuming around 60. Good. So if you were consuming 0 to 30, ideally you'll be paying, what's the name? If I'm not mistaken, you'll be paying around 88 pesos. That's the lifeline. But now once you leave the lifeline, you're paying the 2 cedis and 8 pesos.
So when you move from lifeline, from 80 something pesos, you are directly going to
2 cedis.
Okay.
So you see, it's a graduating type. There are brackets, but even within the residential, the 2 cities that I mentioned is 0 to 300. Okay. Once you cross 300, you are paying more. That's 2 cities.
So what factors make someone move from lifeline to?
No, it's all your consumption.
Okay, your consumption level.
So if you are consuming
or the gadget,
30, so is a gadget
that would determine your consumption.
So if you are consuming below 30, you are in the lifeline. But if you add on, because let me ask a simple question. What's we're discussing? I don't know if you've seen Hisense doing promo. If you go to the queue, it extends all the way to the old STC.
Yeah.
To that place. You know our offices are that place. Yeah. And once we are buying this thing, we are taking it to home on the same meter. So once you are adding up to these gadgets, the consumption is also going to go up. Even within the same residential customers. We have 0 to 300. We have 301 plus. So though you were consuming around 270, and you added gadgets to it. Now, once you exceed the 300, You are going to pay more. That's 266 pesos.
Let me come back to the question. You can still call us 0541022318. Someone has someone wants me to ask you if indeed the system voltage has reduced.
The system voltage.
Yes,
system voltage. When you are talking of system voltage, it means it's looking at the entire grid.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that for him? That may be one of the reasons why people's cost has shot up.
No, I know he wants to say something like people experiencing low voltage. Those are
because if his explanation is that if you're experiencing low voltage, it means that you need a lot more voltage to do the things that you would have.
Oh yes.
So it means it increases the consumption in the long run.
But it's not a system voltage.
Pardon?
You see, for me, I think the discussion slowly concentrate on the consumption alone. People say they are creditor. Sky like Hussein Bolt. The service ECG is providing to us is also.
We will come to that. We are just addressing people's questions. I know usually you have your own issues.
Initially, I'll congratulate him for solving one of my problems for me.
Okay, he has tried.
Move from that point to a different point.
Oliver Twist, but relax. If you have a question, please call us. Mr. Ahmed is here. He ask questions. I'll let him ask him. 0541022318. We need to. Because I'm sure you may have to go and take care of other things, right?
Oh, I'm here.
So we can create some space. We can add some few 10 minutes to it. And if you have any question, please. Those of you who say you are trying to call me and you're not fortunate enough to get through, you can alternatively. Okay, let me see if I can engage this caller. Good morning.
Good morning,
please, Mr. Antwi, be noting down the question. Your name?
Name is Mumuni Arimiao, Alfa.
Mumuni Arimiao, please, your question.
Oh, thank you so much. My question is, if you are in a new area, are you supposed to pay for sending light to your area? We have an area where we contribute 500 Ghana, 500 in each household. Mm-hmm. The contractor collected the money and never came back on site.
The contractor?
Yes, please.
As in to do what?
That he is in charge of bringing light to our area.
Where does he work? Do you know where he works or she works?
We were there and they came to us that they want to bring light to our area, so everybody should contribute.
He's asking what's the name of the area, say?
Akwam, Dana said.
That's the Murray stretch of Fenso Enclave. Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, so somebody came to you that you should contribute money.
Yes.
Hey. And you don't know where the person works?
We need light. So when they came, they asked us to pay 500 Ghana. That is the contractor.
What is his name, please?
The contractor's name. I'll give it to you later.
Okay, but do you know who led him to you? Like, as in who facilitated
that? Area there, we have some elders there who were in charge of that one.
Yes. Okay, you will see how best we can address this matter. Thank you very much. Okay, the name of the area again? Akom. Okay, thank you very much for joining us this morning. 0541022318. You can also join us if you have a question. Mr. Andrew is here to address them for you. Let's speak to another caller. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, morning, Alfa.
Kobe, me too.
Alfa, you say, asama wo adia wa ide wa ya adi ba mbese mi bisa pialo ni say was the adjustment. So the man who say wo fight my but still defend it because you should old meter no na about like me say 2.5. But if we say government so betumu, no na also mama ya we government so betumu. What 2 million? They say 5 million. What 2 million do? By 3 million kulampoa. But what they fa and warriors be ni be there be and Sanduma, because also material right we are the crown. Now we say, oh, but still, and I area on a boa quasintry, Alfa, some from a bosse crackeka, Ubon said them. 1 week cra, nay, so Uber comprenisa, as a ye consumers, ye complaining ye as a mamamu. Only credit bay 20 Ghana. Want to know among Casa, Uber can say, freeway near Mount, but freeway, on. A year too much because ECGDS here can't was can't come down backward because who pay company ya from for.
Davy, Bacho, please. I don't know why our listeners this morning. Please, you can ask your question without using some of these. It doesn't help the conversation. I beg you. But we've captured your question. Okay, the first part until the end. So, Ms. Antwi, he has a big stomach, so he will try and respond to everything for you. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Your name and where you're calling me from?
I'm Jonas, calling from Amstead.
Jonas, Amstead. Talk to me.
Usted. Now it's Usted.
Yes, Usted.
Yes. I'm having problem with the manager. The explanation that he's giving, in fact, it's not clear. I can use myself as an example. From last year, I buy like 300 Ghana cedis for the month. The same amount that I'm still using. But I know somebody who is also with me, the same amount, but the light is going, the price is going. He will buy 200 Ghana cedis. It will not even take to 10 days. And then the person has to buy again. The fact is that there's a problem, and the easy people are trying to defend it. Let's call a spade a spade. The thing is, the way people are spending money on electricity is very bad.
Okay, so but you're saying that for you personally, it's stable.
Yes,
it's stable
I'm
for
still
you.
buying the 300 Ghana cedis.
Okay, but for your other neighbor,
I'm living with my family.
For your other neighbor,
yes, he's also living with me. The same thing, and he's not using anything. But you see, the fact is that there's problem with the ECG people, but they don't want to tell the fact.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We'll try and address your concerns for you. You can also call me on 0541022318. We can pick some. How many have we picked? If it's up to 4, then I'll allow Mr. Ntwit. Okay. So I'll pick just few, and then Mr. Ntwit will respond to them. If you're listening to me, you can still try and join us with your question. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling me from?
I'm Kwame from Tepa.
Kwame, Tepa. Talk to me.
Me problem is me na listener about who I say like the mudum son to say the akolebia would di agro. E true ye ha Tepa me ti answer. To see am no say it riba e bia 2-3 seconds no must do no na o ma do no be 30 minutes 15 minutes na ba be 5 seconds you know say see an open no ka say more than 10 times no my yes ade no if in a be 2 weeks and no na be say there sumu that almost start no madum no obusa no madum e bi kwa wo nkwa obi a o pese o to set so na o hwe bi a film bi o television bi a bi wo be wan set pa ni ya dum light sa it is nanu true e ha dwene mom true.
Okay.
Thank
you very much for joining us this morning. 05410222. Okay, so let me allow Ms. Andrew to address the questions that have come through, and then we'll see if we can take the next batch before we allow the almighty Mr. Ahmed to also ask his questions. Ms. Andrew.
Yes, I think first of all, it has to do with the fact that people contributing to get power to their place. It's not right. It's not done.
You don't have to contribute.
No, we've heard these things a lot.
It's normal.
We've heard it. I can even give examples of some areas whereby, in a desperate attempt to get power extension to their place, individuals go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes someone will lead the charge.
Mm-hmm.
They take the money, they both away with it. Sometimes, I mean, they end up getting some, and then they provide them with some foreign meters. That's like I keep on saying, not genuine meters. You see, the extension of power supply, especially where you have areas where, I think last time we checked, Ghana has about 89.70% electricity coverage.
Okay.
That is why you pay for the 2% electrification levy on your bill. So government normally extends the power to that increment. But let's say when they brought power to Asafo or Asokwa, it ended at Makio. But now the community has grown towards the more area. You need an extension. You see, the assemblyman is supposed to write to ECG ahead of time. Then ECG will factor it into our budget. Go in there, go and do extension. What we've seen is that lately people, like I say, individuals, we are contributing. We are contributing. But
maybe it's because it takes a long time for them.
Come again.
Maybe it takes a long time if they want to use the channel that you've just laid.
Community does not develop overnight.
Okay.
So that's what we've always told our assembly members. Because we operate a budget system. We can't exceed our budget. So once we are budgeting for something, then we'll add it to our budget. Once it's approved, the following year, we'll do it.
Is the community expected to secure their own pools? To buy their own pools?
No, that's not.
Because in some areas, that's what they do.
So they do that without recourse to ECG. You secure your own pools. Where are you going to get your transformer from? Then they end up tapping onto the existing transformer. Then they overload the transformer. They will start experiencing low voltage because they are at the tail end of the transformer. Because ECG will put the transformer at the center of the load. So once we've done our math, it's already at the center, and you are extending to the extreme end already. You need an additional transformer. But once they don't come to ECG, they end up hooking illegally to the existing transformer. Then they overload that transformer. After overload, so if you see the poles that they even buy are not the same poles that you see in town. You check the poles you see across the street, and then go to this new site, or this typical rural areas. You see the poles that they are using there are substandard poles.
Okay.
So my brother and I will investigate. Like he said, he will give you the name or whoever that's
that's what he said. So let's go to the second one.
So it has to do with most of them have to do with the fact that
they are still angry about the cost.
I want our customers to know that I'm not here to defend this. We have an open conversation. We enumerated certain factors that have to do with maybe leakage, the wiring and everything. And then the fact that there's been time for adjustment, which you already said, cost of electricity. So if there's been adjustment in January, February, you don't expect to, pay the same for what you were paying in December or October, because there's been an adjustment.
Has the minister taxed you to investigate this?
No, yes, sir. We've been taxed.
So it means that he thinks that it's a very unusual problem.
No, when there is any complaint, you first of all need to investigate.
Pardon?
You first of all need to investigate and then come out with the findings. That is why we've even invited Standards Authority, because you see ECG, mind you, ECG is a state-owned institution. Once it's a state-owned institution, it belongs to you and I. There is no way ECG will go and import meters that will bring problem to our customers. Because mind you, we also use the same meters. Me, as I sit here, I use the same smart prepaid meter. So there is no way someone will intentionally go and bring meter that there, because we also use the meter. Now when you apply for meter, it's the same meter that they'll give to you. I use the same meter. I pay my electricity bills, I buy prepaid. So there is no, that's why you see, before our meters even get to us, it goes through Standards Authority. Once they finish testing, before it goes to our lab, PLC comes in, we certify everything, the parameters, the accuracy, because there's ISO, International Standards Organization. Our metering standards are supposed to meet those standards.
So as far as the ECG is concerned, what's happening is normal. It's not abnormal.
What?
This complaint is there's nothing, there's no problem.
Oh no, you see, to be honest with you, like I said, some complaints are genuine. For example, if they install a meter for you today, and then you buy 200 cedis today, it gets finished today. The next day you go and buy 300 cedis, it gets finished. We've seen such complaints. When we went to investigate, do you know what was uncovered? The installation was not done properly. So they changed the wire where it was supposed to be and everything. Once that is, and that problem, you not see it after 6-7 months, so instantly. And there are some customers that came to even report to us as soon as the meter was installed. The meter they trying to do 3 months. 3 days. I've bought 700 Ghana cedis. Once we did the investigation and realized that the problem was coming from our end because of the installation, we did the correction and then we reimbursed them. Because once you've purchased the unit, we can always transfer the credit back to you.
Let me go to Ms. Ahmed. Ms. Ahmed, do you have any questions?
Alfa, yes. Let me first of all let me thank him first.
Now he has
You
resolved
remember
that
the last
almighty
time?
problem.
Yes, that almighty problem.
He has solved it.
2.5.
Oh, then you've
over
tried.
2.5 years.
Oh wow, nice.
It took them about 4 months, 5 months for them to change the meter.
Then he has tried.
Yes.
As a
but the
result
fact
of
the
his
matter is
intervention, there is
that
still
I still have
another
an issue
problem.
with ECG.
Please
That you
talk to
allow
me.
me to use a meter for that long without bringing me bill before you come and change the meter
But
for
at
me.
least eventually they are.
Anyway, yes, when I spoke to him, he directed me to the DTO in Denyame.
Yeah.
When I spoke to him, and then they
was
worked on
able
that.
to solve it.
Yes,
Okay.
so they
Good,
changed
good.
the meter. Now to
Congratulations.
prepaid.
Congratulations.
But
and you are using the same prepaid meter, the new prepaid.
Yes, yes.
And
Okay.
what has your experience been like?
For me, I have the gadgets I use in my house. So
What has your
that's why
experience been like?
my experience.
So
I
you are
don't
not-
see
you are not
anything. No,
There's nothing abnormal.
when it comes to the credit issue, I don't.
You
have
are
a
not
problem with
experiencing
No.
that. Okay. Good.
My problem
Good
with the
for you.
ECG here is
But let me ask you a question. What you were buying last year, is it the same way you are buying this year?
the fact of the matter is that when you brought me the other meter, you were not bringing me bills. So when you brought me the meter, the credit I was buying last year, there's no vast difference when the increment
From
came.
your postpaid to
Yes.
prepaid.
No, when they brought the prepaid last year.
Last year, which month?
Yes, seems I was in October, November, so I forgot.
But in January, February, you
It's not that huge.
but
So it's
because
normal.
there's an increment, I get it.
So it's not outrageous.
No.
Okay.
For me,
Yours is
because
good.
the gadgets I'm using now.
Yeah,
I don't
good
have
for
problem
you.
with it.
Uh-huh.
But the
Now
problem
you-
I have with them is
what?
See, when ECG wanted the increment,
Mhm.
it was granted them. They didn't take any excuse from any customer and they implemented it.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I be taking an excuse from ECG if I've bought credit and my power keeps on fluctuating?
Fluctuating. Okay.
Alpha, the DTO in Lingham, he knows that. He's fourth man, I've forgotten his name. He also knows that. When he come to my area right now, I don't know when they are going to solve
Which
that problem.
area?
That's Kokobin, Apia Stadium area.
Cocoa bean.
Yeah, Apia Stadium, going towards Ampam. You see, we are behind the water, the Abuabo River.
Okay.
So we use the Kokobin stretch.
Mm.
That's the last transformer at the top. They know that. They tell me it's a problem. They are now trying to see how they will best solve it. There's one particular phase. Whenever it's from 4 p.m., I cannot use my pumping machine alongside even the pressure pump.
Ahmed,
A lot of my lines.
you know something? Say no, Mohammed. Don't worry. You know, we've solved the issue before, right?
Mhm.
So before I leave here,
Mhm.
we'll give you that service that you want. We'll have to investigate it.
No problem.
And the feedback will be made open. And
No
everything.
problem. I don't have a problem at
So
all.
I'll handle it for. I
Yeah.
think the last
But-
time I
but-
came here,
but-
that assurance.
But yes, some of my listeners will feel that
those
you are
who have
giving
personal
the
issues.
likes
No,
of
it's not-
Ahmed
no, it's not personal issues. No.
VIP
No,
treatment.
You
Please
can give
solve
my
their
number to them.
problems as
Give my
well.
number to them too.
I should
Those
give.
who
Okay.
have not mentioned
Please,
all of that, give it to
please, I will give PRO's number to you. Those of you who have
Because,
issues.
You know, there are certain things that fall within our pay.
But make sure you don't abuse the number. too.
But however, the fact when the fluctuating powers, I beg you people, you should be checking those things at around Kokobin. I know Kokobin, we have 2 feeders feeding us.
Yeah.
2 different feeders. Yesterday, one of the feeders, that's around the Pentecost Church. Between 8 and 9, when they were parking from, I have about 3 shops there. The light keeps going off and on. It's like someone switching something on and off.
Yeah.
It comes very dim, goes off, it comes
I
high.
should have called him and tell him.
At that time. So I don't know what the problem is with.
No, this
at
is the
Kokobin.
feedback we need to work. It's not like I'm giving Ahmed a
No, so for them I called it. That's why I said the issue, for
understand.
instance.
What I'm saying is that what you do for Ahmed, do for our listeners. That's all.
Oh, yes, because the one who get feedback like this, they were supposed to go in there because
Oh, for
we got
me.
a new line over there. So I even shocked.
Apart from him, I called the DTO as well. I have other numbers I
No,
call.
so I'll give you the first
But
one.
Alpha, with the issue of the people contributing money to get posts at the new site, I think some way, someone, the ECG is also to blame. And it's the reason why, yes, I'll agree with him, a lot of the transformers get overloaded and they have to take a very long time to change those transformers. The fact of the matter is that, as we speak, I don't know if ECG has a department that maybe periodically you do scanning of up and coming
But he
communities.
says the local assembly ought to
Alpha, the fact of
liaise
the matter
with
is
them.
that
Because they too, they may
Alpha,
not be.
what you've gotten to now, it doesn't mean if the assembly is even not doing that, ECG should also not take it upon themselves.
Mr. Andrew,
just come to the area. Alpha, let me give you an example.
What's your growth rate like consumption wise in Kumasi, for instance?
I think I've given you even the last 2 years.
No, I wanted the percentage if you have it.
Oh, from 420 to 650. Let's do the math.
Okay, so it's hovering around 30-40%. I want to.
The growth rate, in fact, we know, and from what he's saying, like I said, yes, we have a division in charge of. We have the rural projects, we have urban projects, we have the project engineers over here.
Then they are not doing a better job.
No, I'm coming. You see, we work in communities. We don't stay there. So if you look at the vast terrain that we are supposed to cover, we go ahead and then we do. In fact, I could even tell you how much we spent on extension last year, right now, and what we've intended, areas that we intend to extend power supply to, because those are the ones we've seen and then it has been added to our budget. However, there are ones that come up, emergency, those ones can be allowed. That's what we're even telling customers, that in as much as we are doing all this, we need to look at our financial strength to be able to do certain things, because the rate at which we can extend power supply across the whole country, in terms of the financial muscle needed, in terms of talking of transformers, injection, upgrading and everything. In fact, it will, if I'm not mistaken, it will swallow the company's finances. So that is why we prioritize it. However, in the event where people have contributed and they want to buy their own poles, ideally there's what we call service connection, 1 pole extension, 2 pole extension. That's one is part of the service you have to buy. By anything beyond 2 poles is a project, the committee can contribute and come to ECG. We have our money. ECG goes in there, do the design, everything. Okay, about 15 poles will be needed. Now the committee nominates one person. The person leads the project. They pay the money to ECG. The capital contribution ECG will give to them. But the PRC, like, you are supposed to recover 60% of your contribution within 5 years. The reason we are saying nominate one person is that we cannot come and be sharing the money to each individual over there. But the person that you nominate should be the one you trust. So when he receives the money, he comes back there to share among all of you, because there's what we call capital contribution. So if, let's say, you spend 200,000 cedis to do the project, you apply to ECG first, so there's some sort of document attached to you. Sign, I sign. It's a PRC regulation. You can ask the PRC for 60%. Once you sign an ECG, you purchase it from, not that you go and purchase somewhere and bring it to ECG to sign a document with you, no. But you come to ECG, we do all that's documentary and everything. We document everything. Even individuals can go ahead and do it. Someone can decide, I want to buy 10 poles to my site. Come to ECG, we do it for you. You have that 60% within 5 years. It's not like 5 years later before we come and pay you. But as and when we connect people, we are supposed to be giving you something. Okay. The idea is that within 5 years, we're supposed to recover 60% of what you contributed to support.
Alpha, this is even news to me. But what I'm saying is that if ECG had been doing this, I'll give you my area for instance. When I started building in my area, it's about almost 5 years now. Now, when I got power to my area, it's over 3-4 years. It isn't that ECG workers don't come to that area. But the fact is, that place is springing up very fast. So for the past 4 or 5 years, what has been the plan for ECG for that area? The pole after my pole, you have the last pole after my pole that I pick power from. Just last 2 months or so, it seems in January, when we had this similar fault I was talking about, and I spoke to the DTU, he assigned me to someone, I met the guy there. Do you know what happened? There are about 4 houses after us, after the last pole. They were looking for power. They said, they wanted us to go to talk to ECG at another point, so they've gotten a contractor. When I got there, before you could say jack, the contractor they got went for these normal poles, service poles that you pick from the main pole to your house. He erected 4 of them, and the contractor used the cable that you use from the meter to the pole to pull power from the last pole on the 4 poles. So quickly the ECG had to cut off that cable. So I called the man and said, listen, ECG has come here. They say you cannot do this thing. You should come to the office. Even the poles are too small. Recently, they've gone to change the contractor. Another contractor has brought different poles, and they're also contemplating using the same cables. So I was telling them, no, that cable, you cannot use it for this distance of power that you want. The fact of the matter is that if you should go to ECG, a lot of the times the delays go and come. And if ECG had planned this thing long ago, I'm telling you, over 4 years now, there are buildings are coming up over there. So if you scan those areas, looking at how these buildings are coming up, in the next 2-3 years, this place will be opened up. Okay. Why don't you add this to our budget? And the fact that mostly when there are light-offs, let's say one phase goes off and you call ECG complaint line, after it goes to Accra, they ask you, what's the pole number? You can't get any pole number. Do you know why? A lot of the poles there were not bought by ECG.
Okay.
So you can't even call a pole number. I can't see the number. Or you check on it, I can't. And it's contributing to a lot of the mess in the system.
And Mr. Andrew, talking about lack of finances, people are wondering. There are people who you've given postpaid meters.
Yes.
They've been using electricity for years. In fact, some of these people are begging you, come and take your money, come and give us bail. You're not giving to them. Last week, somebody complained that I've built my house. I'm using meter. I'm asking ECG, come and take money. They
besides that, there's one even. I have one right now.
Complaining about money.
Alfa, I have one right now. Do you know where the meter is? Fantino Town, my family house. There are 4 meters. So 3 of them are prepaid. The last one postpaid. We've gone up and down that meter.
Why you don't want the money, or you don't want to take the money? What's your problem? Why are you not going there to take money?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to run you through some extensions that we did last year. So we extended power supply to areas like Kokobin, Abu Abuta, City Ase, Mai, Ebria, the Nyame officers mess, pitch number 1, Amwabi near the community center, Boka Gugu, the Bank Kokobin new site, Bokanche, Nini, Agri Kokode. These are areas that we did extension of power supply to last year. This year we intend to continue extension to other areas, which I'll give you later. Now, I'll come back to the discussion that we're having about me buying pole, why the building issue. You see, sometimes when people complain that they have meter, they are not receiving bills, the first question is ask them, where did they get their bills, their meter from?
Okay, where did they get the meters from?
Because you see,
ECG, are they not supposed to get it from ECG?
Ideally, that's how it's supposed to be. But there are some areas or there are some people who got meters through other means. Because what our investigation has revealed is that some meters coming from Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, and individuals want to use it to make their business. So they bring it to areas. When they get in it, so this meter is coming from Ministry of Finance, I should bring it to you people. So then they deceive their customers, sometimes led by, they even deceive some assembly members. That's why they've turned the meter assemblyman meter. So then assembly members not knowing where it was coming from. They lead the project. Then they sell the meters to these people. Then the contractors leave the scene. Now the customers will wait. ECG, I need my bill. Meanwhile, the meter too did not come from ECG. The meter was installed on our blind side. So once the meter was installed, how do you bring your bill? Now, when you come to the office, now that is when now you go through the whole process, whereby you have to apply for new sales because that meter is not coming from ECG one.
But can't ECG know who is using power, regardless of which source they got the meter from? Because assuming you never get to know, that means it's cost on us. Yes. They are using it for free and we are paying.
Let me give a perfect example. When we got to KATR and we were struggling, we said we needed meters on each shop. Then we invited ECG, they brought someone from Accra. Surprisingly, when we were moving through the market, one of the co-stores were using one particular meter, which did not belong to ECG. Even in KATR, we were all using a bulk meter. They were using a meter that did not belong to ECG. Those things are in the system, but the fact of the matter is that I think ECG, the monitoring aspect of ECG, is also not that effective. Because yes, some of the meters, yes, they are not, people didn't get them from ECG. But there are some of the meters, mine for instance, I got a meter directly from ECG, but it took me over 2 years. No bill, nothing.
See, aside what he's saying, monitoring aspect and everything, yes, we admit that we have some shortcomings because of maybe lack of manpower. But this year we've done something different to enhance the monitoring. See the meter readers that you used to know.
Yes.
Yeah. They visit the meter, they identify some, because once we see the meter, it's not in our system, they know. But they were powerless. In fact, toothless bulldog those days, let me put it that way. They could only go and read a meter, leave your bill and go away. If you are not part, they can't do it. Now we've changed their designation from meter readers to franchise officers. We've empowered them to carry out disconnection. We've empowered them to monitor the prepaid meters that we are using. So you'll be in your house and then the franchise officer will come. He wants to come and inspect the integrity of a meter. Now when they identify such meters on the field, meters that are not even in the ECG system, first of all, they are supposed to disconnect power to that premises. The customer is supposed to now come to ECG office and come and apply for new service. You are applying for meter, like coming to be a new customer. Once you go through the process when you are applying, the meter is coming. Then the power that you've consumed will transfer it onto that meter for you. So now the meter readers, they are going to serve as monetary officers as well as franchise officers for us. All those meters that they will be visible, those who are going for meters that did not pass through the ECG system, we want to clamp because that is, last year we recovered close to 5 million Ghana cedis for illegal connection. This year we want to intensify the monitoring on those foreign or fake meters that are not in our system. Because once we, like you're saying, it's a loss to the country. So once we're able to clamp down on such meters and so on, that is why we've even made meters available. Said that now people will say if you go to ECG there are no meters, they will delay you, so come to our end. No. Now when you go to ECG now we have enough meters to service our customers.
So people are not paying bribe to get meters?
No.
Because it was told that to get meter you need protocol.
No, you don't need protocol.
Are you sure?
You see, I'll
let somebody try.
No, let me tell you something. I'm very happy if the person gives me the name.
Okay.
I paid to maybe, for example, like the way he's saying that the DTO assisted him. Then he tells me that the DTO took money from me before he gave me money. That's what I want to hear.
No, but he won't take me because you know this guy is troublesome.
It's an example that
he's giving an example.
So I want our listeners to tell me that I went to
these days.
This staff there, A, B, C, D
took bribe.
I've been to your sister stations in other areas and they've mentioned stuff to me. As I told you, as we speak, some of the what they are going through internally, it's not an easy thing. Of course.
So if you have any of such concerns, please listen.
You know,
but before we wrap up, and maybe before we wrap up, the people who complain about, so there are people who complain about erratic power supply.
Yes, these days.
What would you do about it? And number two, those complaining about the cost of electricity. What solution can you give them?
Okay, first of all, let's start with the cost of electricity. Such that, in fact, once there's been adjustment, we cannot go into the new year with our previous attitude, how we're consuming power and everything. Because definitely the prices have gone up, so we cannot continue to live the same way and expect the same amount at the end of the month. Now, there are some basic gadgets that we use in the house that I want people to know how long it takes to consume 1 unit. For example, the microwave and kettle that we use in the house, every 30 minutes that you use it, it consumes 1 unit.
Which is 2 cities, 80 pesos.
Yes.
2 cities, 80 pesos.
8 pesos, 2 cities, 8
pesos.
8 pesos, good. I'm looking at the gadgets that we normally have in our
Common
house.
gadgets.
Common gadgets. Air conditioners, the one with the 1,500 watts. Some others have bigger ones. And the bigger the machine, the more power it consumes. I'm using the smallest one. So 1,500 watts. It takes 40 minutes to consume 1 unit. So imagine if you put your AC on from 10 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock a.m. before you wake up. Every 40 minutes, it consumes 1 unit.
That's terrible. Why would you put your AC from this?
Now someone told me that because of the heat. Also, fan the AC bomb at the power. That's what the person told me. Fan the AC bomb at the power because of the heat. That's what the person told me. So, iron.
I like the way you're doing the fist.
Iron. So you see, iron, washing machine, every 1 hour you consume 1 unit. That's always
washing machine.
Yes. So sometimes you could program
iron 1 hour.
Yes, every 1 hour you consume 1 unit. That's why we always advise people that iron in bulk. So that within that 1 hour you consume everything. But once you've turned it on, though if not even they know once you turn it on, you could even iron for around 20, 25 to 30 minutes. You know when you even drop the iron, it's still hot.
Yeah.
You are wasting that power. That's why we always tell people iron in bulk. Let me look at pumping machine. My brother here mentioned pumping machine because most houses have it these days because they are drilling it. So with a pumping machine, every 1 hour, 20 minutes, you consume 1 unit. Sometimes, depending on their size, those in compound houses or apartments, they're able to pump like 3 times in a week. And
in some houses
yes, more. Even more. And every 1 hour, 20 minutes, you are consuming 1 unit. And mind, electricity is no longer like it used to be. Like I said, there's been some expenses out there. Blender, every 3 hours, you consume 1 unit. Fantastic. Freezer and deep freezer. Yeah. Every household has either a fridge or a deep freezer. Every 5 hours you are consuming 1 unit. So imagine if you have double.
But usually our freezers are on the whole time,
which is not advisable.
Because people think
it isn't advisable. That is why the smart fridges that have come have a thermostat in this. At the point it cuts.
It cuts off.
Then you see then it start operating again, because when it chills to a certain temperature, it's supposed to cut. Then you see you think your fridge is not working. No, it is working, but it's just that it is off.
I did not realize that. The fridge itself goes off. No, it's just like car air conditioning.
Yeah.
If it chills for a certain number of hours in there, you feel that the place.
No. But beyond all of these things you've mentioned,
so all I'm come to say is that let's adopt energy conservation.
Yeah, we will do that, but still, I cannot. Charlie, the cost is too much. It's not just
Alpha,
consumption of something. I'm telling you.
Something we do not have control, because, for example, we are hoping the next quarter there will be an.
But you said you will investigate. So what are you going to investigate?
The investigations will come out with their reports.
So it's like the way you're talking is like ECG. You in your head, you know this is not a problem.
Come again.
In your head, it's like the way you sound is like, there's no issue.
No, you see, the factors.
So it's going to be like this for.
NSA. No, Alpha. I think when I said that there was a genuine concern when you installed the meter.
No, but that one is.
Yeah, I have
but somebody who used to copy like this 250, now they are buying 500 postpaid. That one
prepaid or postpaid?
Postpaid.
No, you see, for postpaid customers, like I always tell them, some of them even receive estimated bill because we bill them manually. So some of them, if we do not get access to read the meter, because it's the reading on the meter that we use to bill. So if we don't get access to read the meter, we'll give an estimated reading. But once he checks the reading on the bill as against the reading on the meter, and then there are some variants, he can bring it to us, we'll correct it.
You will leave it here.
Although for now. I think when it comes to the poll issue, I want us to say that we are partners in development. Last time when they did the Habitat Fair over here, I mentioned to Republic Bank that they should tell patrons that as a customer, once you buy a land, inform ECG. Do you know why? As soon as we buy land, we don't think of how light and water will get. We're only interested in building. But once we get to a certain level that we need electricity, we'll come to put pressure on ECG. But ECG
if I buy my land, I should tell you.
Yes, of course. So we carry it to a development plan. So we can start, because you will not finish the house in 24 hours.
No.
You will not finish the house, but at least that long time you are taking, we also take our time to extend the power supply to that thing. But when you finish building your house and you're coming to us under pressure, 6 days, we should extend power supply.
But I think if the system was working effectively, when areas are building or developing, the assemblies ought to liaise with.
That's my issue over here. Besides assembly, the ECG should also.
No, we are doing that.
Alpha, I'm giving you an example. Just Ampame, just behind the Abu Abu River, going to the Ampame Hills there. Nobody should tell anybody that place.
You see, he's saying that there was a pole there. Behind that's where the pole
ended. Yeah.
The nearby house, what stopped him from applying for 1 pole or 2 pole extension? What stopped the person? Because if you do that, you are closer to the pole, you take 1 pole, 2 pole extension, it gets to end. The next person comes to apply 1 pole extension, it goes, 1 pole extension goes there. Are we not helping in development?
Lastly, the people experiencing erratic power, what would you do for them?
After that, it's all of us.
All of us,
yes,
myself included.
Yes.
All of us.
No, after that one, I said earlier that, in fact, it's only fair our customers are.
When will it be solved? When will it be solved?
Although, as we speak, aside the development project I mentioned going on in the Biochemistry Enclave as a priority project and the one at Ridge, the bottlenecks, for example, the one that has happened at the Angloga Enclave, these are things that are beyond our control. For the outages, it is the one that has to do with rainstorm and among other things. We are tackling it in 2 ways. What we did last year in work, the operation, keep the lights on. We will intensify it this year, say that the whole vegetation control, the vegetation near in our lines, we will do that. Then areas where most of the distribution lines are overloaded, we will be coming up with new lines, like we did within the Kokobi Enclave. He will tell you that when he went to stay there like a year or 2 years ago, the voltage situation was terrible. Sometimes you don't even get power at all.
And we are getting closer to that. Those of us after.
You see, because it has...
We're adding up.
So that enclave, the plan for that enclave is that we have a line, 33 line coming from Bekwai through to the Ajamesu enclave. So we've gone to see the international school over there.
Yeah.
We need a land to put a transformer there. Then we'll step that transformer from 33 to 11. then to connect to all the lines over there. We'll do about 3-4 lines over there. I mean, they've given us the green light to use that land. The transformer is already at Buidi as well.
But the Swami people, the guy who called from, and Tepa, you said Tepa is not part of
Tepa is under Netco.
Netco.
Wow.
Tepa is
Really?
Netco.
Okay.
Or even
so the Acom person, what would you do for
No,
them?
he told you he'll give you the pound who spearheaded that thing. So
No,
I'll need the name
okay,
and the
no,
number.
there's somebody who called Swami.
A Sophia and Ketia. Yes, those one that I told you their problem. Is that
what would you
the Barakese 1 and 2, like that's the main sub-transmission line. Once that place goes off, in fact, it will also affect them. But for their distribution line, that is the Kwame line. Like I said, today we are starting a series of maintenance activities on that line.
Okay.
So even today, as I'm sure they should be off by now.
What about Overikum, Alonga Junction?
Oh, yeah, so we'll
Almighty.
We'll go back there. You know, like I told you yesterday, we'll finish the work. Even the MC was there.
So you finished. So the light is on.
No, they stole the cables this morning.
The
That's
same place.
That's what I showed you the picture.
No, I thought this one was at.
No, that was
you finished the work and they stole the.
I'm telling you. Well, after people had been off for 3 days because, like I told you, they had done some filling on the ground, so we couldn't dig.
So these people won't catch them, we'll go beat them.
So that is where we are now. So for that one, the team is going back this morning. You know, we've shown you pictures. So the Ofoekrum police station enclave. That enclave.
I used to live there.
Oh, it's terrible. I also have friends.
It's my area, but you know that I used to. I would have. Child.
Receiving the calls, but
okay, we'll leave it here. Hopefully, we'll meet another time.
So we want our customers, to note that.
Some of them are very angry this morning.
That's why a lot of people are angry with this.
I want them to tell them that, please, like I said earlier.
I have to stop them from.
We are not here to defend. We want our customers to continue.
At least we need to commend your patience, though, because some of the PRO people, they will have spoiled the matter for.
No, my PRO who would not have the patience.
No, is that me? I know I've engaged on sure.
Then you have no business being a PRO.
So yeah.
All we'll say is that they should, exercise patience with ECG. I know we understand their plight. Those complain about the high bills and anything. What we've also done, aside the investigations that we are waiting for, we want them that if you have any peculiar issue, like you say, you think the jump is astronomical, kindly visit the ECG office, lodge that complaint. If it need be that we'll visit your house and do some internal checks and everything, wiring and everything, we'll check everything.
Okay.
For you, you can come to the ECG office to lodge that. You see, our customers want them to know that they shouldn't be afraid of ECG. He was complaining on social media.
We are not afraid, we are angry.
Okay, fine. But come to ECG, come and vent it on that at the office. Come to ECG.
Sure.
Come and vent it.
Now, want to me light bill. When you imagine I'll do 5 billion.
No, but on a more serious note, we want them to come to the office to lodge.
No, unless you're hiding something in your house, that's why you don't ECG to come.
Lodge that complaint for us to have. So an individual, it might be case by case basis. You know, he mentioned that in his house, one of the callers, he said in his house, the one that used tech or Amstech.
Yeah, he said for him it's stable. But his other neighbor already on Thursday.
It's case by case basis.
No, but some of them.
So they should no. You see,
you let me sneak in. Let me.
Won't they report?
This.
They shouldn't report to.
Oh, they will report. They have to. I'm saying that they will have to. But I'm saying the increment of the person you just related to. I'm saying that some of the increments, it doesn't make sense. Good morning.
I promise to give you the contractor's name.
What is his name?
His name is Ajingo.
Ajingo. Yes, at what's the name of the Acom, right?
Acom.
Okay. So do you have the assembly members number?
I should have it.
If you can, then
let me ask you: is Honorable Misty your assemblyman?
Honorable who?
Misty.
No.
What is his name?
He might not know.
Do you share the same assemblyman with Mori?
No, please. With Danasi. You said the same assemblyman with Danasi.
Okay, fine. I'll get his number.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and we'll let Mr. Entry. I think the show we can end together because
for me, I'm looking forward to ECG stepping up their game so that we can all have some respite, especially with the erratic power supplies. It's becoming terrible these days. That's all.
And there is heat too.
Yes.
I thought you said there was no heat too.
No, I didn't say.
Oh, the fact of the matter is yes, there's heat. Nobody should tell there's no heat.
We're arguing on rainfall.
There is heat.
There is
heat. But for me, Alpha,
the Harmattan has not come the way you expected.
Alpha, for me, it's for all of us, all those who are complaining, yes, that their bills are going very high. Yes, you should complain, but you should also check your consumption.
The consumption.
Alpha,
bro. But that one, how many people check that one? Me, if not today, I mean, what I'm interested in.
Alpha, today I've heard something that we are going to implement. That when we get ECG, get about 10 posts plus over 5 years.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No problem. If that's the case, I've about 11 posts. I'll get to ECG. They should come and fix it. After 5 years, I want my money back. 60%.
Because you see, every time we connect a new
sure. We don't have a problem.
So
no problem.
It's my turn now.
And a lot of people around.
Yes, I think we've had a fruitful engagement this morning. We understand the plight of our customers. First of all, the whole prepaid metering issues that we are complaining. I'm not saying they. I'm saying we, because we're organized.
Thank you.
We are complaining about. Let's channel the complaints to the appropriate quarters. Let's visit the ECG office. Because when you say social media, yes, we do the complaints and the advocacy over there and everything, but at the end of the day, it's ECG that is going to investigate and solve the problem for you. So we'll visit the ECG office with that complaint. Okay. That is one. Two, in terms of the outages, I want our customers to note that ECG is not equally happy. They want to apologize to them, but then
what the interest is fix the problem.
The next time we have a conversation over here,
and tell us that
they will go back
tomorrow.
The next time we have a conversation here, they will go back to commending us. Again.
This one said, please, I want to know how much will it cost me to get a meter?
No, it depends. We have separate meter 969, new service 1353, plus 100 cedis registration fee. But anytime you go to the office, there we have the brochure there, the cost every service. 1 pole extension is there, 2 pole extension is there, 3 phase, single phase is there. It's a whole metering. It's a whole conversation we could have had, but like you said, our time is fast spent.
We need to leave it here. This morning you've taken Ahmed's time, but it's okay because you've solved this problem. So he's okay. He doesn't have any problem. And
who's that?
And we've given you. It's not there.
No, you say I don't have any problem.
Do you have?
I have a problem. You know I have a problem in Gate here. Oh. But I spoke to them. I met their general manager yesterday, so we are working on that.
Yesterday. Our boss came yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
Or separate meters for each shop.
Okay.
You brought the meters to us. You have a team for that thing. It's not like ECG is going to give you our own meters that you separate. No. You see, the more here, you have a system which we want them to also replicate. You know, you have a bulk meter.
We do.
But then they've given individual shops check meters.
Yeah.
That is done by the management.
Okay.
That is what one cater to adapt. We will not take away the bulk meter.
Okay.
Sure, I know. I know that discussion.
But it's like he doesn't agree. When we are done with the show, he will tell you why he doesn't. He's doing his face on.
They brought a
meter. Don't. It's okay.
What's it? That's the fact he's talking about.
They are doing well.
They are paying.
Oh, they are paying their bills. They are doing well. They are doing well. They are doing well. Those days too were like 6-7 months.
We are buying our power, but we are not getting power. Please give us power. Let's leave the show here. That's Mr. Ben Entries, the PRO for ECG. We've had, just like you said, a very nice conversation. Those of you who were angry, I understand. Me, myself, I was angry on your behalf. So hopefully, he said by next week, next 2 weeks, we'll come and see whether some of the issues that we have mentioned have been resolved. For now, let's leave it here. I was here with Makowaja. Before we go, if you want to create unforgettable moments, Goldfinger is the place to go. They are open Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late night vibes. You can call them on 024-86-72185. During this Ramadan, you can grab your solo or shareable iftar boxes from just 150 cedis per person. Find Goldfinger Restaurant at Ahunju in Shaisu on the Dorothy Asiedu drive.
And if you haven't checked out the Betway exclusives yet, then you should. These are Betway's very own exciting games like Soccer Striker, Fly X, Chicken Games, Spin the Bottle, and many more. And you are not going to find them anywhere else. They are quick, fun, and full of thrills. And so you don't have to miss out. You can log in today and play your favorite Betway exclusive games and get way more excitement. But remember, Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18, and always bet responsibly.
So that's our show. I was here with Janice Ubugwajiman and Mark Waja. My name has been Alfa Ali. Have a very, very good morning.
One time for your mind, y'all. Sack, they go bring the point.